and hopefully by the end of the month, we'll have some warmer spring weather.
We did yesterday.
Yeah,
I mean, we sorted to the
preview.
mid-70s, and then we woke up to 30s.
Yeah, what the heck?
The system, right? I think that's what a lot of folks are saying this morning. A next front brings around as storms. It's not just the temperature change that has prompted the first weather day. It really is solely that risk of storms Wednesday morning. So Tuesday night and Wednesday morning, just bookmark it in the back of your head. Storms might wake you up early, and a few of the storms could be strong to severe gusty winds and tornadoes a possibility. Wednesday is a first alert weather day. We'll continue to keep you updated right here. Video updates in the first alert weather app. We already sent one this morning, and then we'll be talking after the show on Atlanta News First Plus. Temperatures this morning, it is cold, freezing Carrollton, 33 Rome. Upper 20s, Ellijay on over to Blairsville. Really a cold start here, 36 Griffin, 40 in Eatonton, and we'll probably drop another degree or so before bottoming out and then starting to warm up. So if you're grabbing coffee this morning, few clouds, temperatures in the 20s and 30s. You will want that coffee hot. Go ahead and get a large. It's a Sunday, right? And it's a Sunday with sunshine. A lot of folks out and about, not just, enjoying the Beltline, but it is still Marathon Weekend here in Atlanta, Home Depot backyard. Today's kind of first event kicking off about 7:15 or so. So through the course of the morning, cold start. Winds, they're light right now. They will kick up just a little bit, though, as we go through the course of the morning, gusting to near 20 by 9 a.m. And then notice it's blank here into the afternoon. That means really not much of a gusty condition out there. Yesterday, we were gusting 25 to 35. Today, winds a little bit lighter. High temperatures, upper 50s in Atlanta, 57 in Covington, 53 Canton, upper 40s, lower 50s in the mountains, Ellijay and Blairsville, near 60 Thomaston over to Eatonton. So a much chillier day. Most of us were in the low to mid 70s through the course of yesterday afternoon before we really started to dip late in the afternoon into the evening. We're in the 30s again tomorrow morning, and then Monday, 64 degrees. We're back in the 70s Tuesday, more clouds. Wednesday, again, obviously sticking out like a sore thumb here. Rain and storms could be an impact to your morning. Hour by hour timeline, 4 p.m. Tuesday, we're mostly dry, maybe a few sprinkles, an isolated shower possibility. We'll roll you through Tuesday evening into Tuesday night and watch that kind of left side of the screen, line of storms moving in. This is early Wednesday morning while you're sleeping, midnight to 1 a.m. Line of severe storms moving through North Georgia. You want at least one way to get severe weather alerts. Think back to just a couple weeks ago. We had the wind and a couple tornadoes move through about the same time. Again, wee hours of the morning. It was a weekend morning that time. It's a work week morning this time. So that morning commute Wednesday looking pretty rough. It's possible that the worst of the weather is out of here, but probably some lingering impacts into the morning commute. And that is after you're probably woken up by rain, lightning, and thunder early Wednesday morning. Thursday, Braves on gray. It's feeling like spring training, not true baseball weather in Atlanta, right? High temperatures, only the 50s. It'll be breezy. 60s on Friday, and we are pushing 70 degrees on Saturday with scattered showers. Back in the first alert forecast.